We are under the lights as the show gets you ready for another edition of Major League Baseball. Coming up, we've got a good matchup in store between the Tampa Bay Rays and the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim. It's Angels baseball next on the show. Andrew Heaney, a left-hander out of Oklahoma, will be on the mound. What's your take on him, Dan?
Boy, was he super good in his last one, a complete game shutout, a true gem. He certainly would like to repeat that performance here.
So striding in, Jose Martinez, having a very nice year, currently second in the American League in batting average entering play.
This guy can do just about everything when he's in the lineup. In the top 5 in the league in runs scored, and he's a big part of this offense. So there's more to this guy than just swinging the bat. He can get on base, too.
Underway now on a Friday night as the first pitch of our series misses for ball 1. So, fellas, this Angels team entering play here tonight. They come in not exactly setting the world on fire as they've dropped 5 of their last 8 ball games.
Yeah, Matty V. And you know what, D-Roll, this is when you really get tested. They call it the dog days of August for a reason. When you're struggling like this team is right now, the games get long, the schedule gets long, and you start looking forward towards the end of the season.
Yeah, but you got to find a way, Dan. You know as well as I do. You got to look in the mirror. You're playing for way more, especially the way this team is underachieved. You got to keep grinding. You got to find a way to put your foot on the gas and show up to the yard every day ready to go.
And here's the starting lineup for the visiting Tampa Bay Rays. Dero, give us what you have on this lineup as they start a new series.
Yeah, you take a look at this lineup they're running out today, and they got their work cut out for them with the sinker baller on the mound on the opposition side. They're going to have to see the ball up. They're going to have to work the home plate umpire. Can't be given 4 to 6 inches off the inside half, or he's going to have a field day pounding that sinker in there. Should be interesting to see right out of the chute if he's got the good one or not.
And a breaking ball down and in here as he's got to hop out of the way there. Expected to get a little cooler as we go on, but the temperature at game time 68 degrees. Two and two.
He might have to look for a different way to put this guy away on 2-2. He's already seen the curveball a couple of times, so he might be looking for it.
Swung on in the dirt, strike 3. Castro gathers, and he makes the throw to first. Adames is retired, 2 down now. Digging in, Austin Meadows, and he's a guy that's really scuffling at the plate right now. Ready with the first pitch. Here it comes. Ball one. So let's take a peek at the umpiring crew in this one. Behind the plate is Matthew Ross.
Well, D-Row, you better be ready to swing. With Matt Ross behind the dish, big zone.
Yeah, you know coming into this one, you better pull the trigger. If something's close, Matt Ross is going to punch your ticket.
Breaking ball that time that misses out of the zone. Two and one after the foul ball there. Now a swing and a miss at the hard sinker, and they're back to even 2 and 2.
That's not a pitch he misses very often. He knows he should have done something with that one.
And good patience to hold back on the curveball in the dirt. It's full now, 3 and 2.
That pitch was way down on 2 and 2, but give the hitter.
And we'll have to leave it there as this is strike 3, and that will retire the side. Down in order go the Rays. And now the Angels get their first opportunity in this one. No score. Jose Alvarado, the Venezuelan left-hander, will be the man on the mound. Dan Plesac, what do you got?
Hey, man, we're getting a look at a guy that's really been struggling lately. In his last 3 starts, he has a whip of over 1.50. Lots of base runners, lots of hits, and lots of walks, and that doesn't add up to very good performances. So he's going to look to turn things around in this one here today.
Standing in, Andrelton Simmons. He'll lead things off here in the bottom half of the first. The pitch. And he takes ball one. Dan Dero, we take a look at the Rays entering play here tonight. They come in looking to make it 2 in a row as they were winners last time out.
Yeah, Matty, we had a saying in Texas, hit or get left behind. And that's exactly what this team did in their last game. Scored a bunch of runs, but good approach at the plate, working the ball to all gaps. Line to line, this team swung the bats well. I'm going to be looking for that again in this one.
Throw on to first, and one shortstop grounds out to the other, one away. Well, here's a look now at the Angels starting lineup. Anybody catch your eye, Dan?
Well, you always have to beware of Mike Trout. He was the catalyst for this ball club last month. He had an on-base percentage of over 400. And when you're doing that, you're really helping your team.
Into the box now, David Fletcher. As he'll take a look at ball one. He'll start this one at 274. 4 home runs and 28 RBIs. The 1-0 pitch. Swing and a line drive. That gets down, and he's got himself a base hit. Stepping up to the plate, Anthony Rendon. First shot for him here as he comes in currently leading the junior circuit in hitting.
There's no way you could have forecasted this kind of season from this guy. Not to take anything away from him, but I don't think many people in baseball considered him to be one of the league's best hitters for average coming into this year.
First pitch of the at-bat on its way. The 1-0.
Nope. 2 balls, no strikes.
And a good comeback fastball there. It's 2 balls and a strike.
What I love right there is just the freedom in that hack. He ain't trying to do anything but hit the baseball as far as he can.
The 2-1. Hit hard to short. To second for 1. Relay to first in time. And just like that, this side is retired. And inning in the books tonight. Still scoreless here on the show. All set for the start of the inning. And that'll bring up outfielder Hunter Renfroe.
The right fielder, Hunter Renfroe.
Infield in the overshift here. Now the pitch. Hot shot to third and handled for the first out.
Batting fifth, the third baseman.
Time for a look at the Angels on defense. And guys, one thing I want you to focus on today when you look at this team on the defensive side of the ball, they're in the top 5 in fielding percentage. They go about their business a certain way. They make all the routine plays, mix in a few flashy ones, and day after day, they give their pitchers the best chance to be successful.
Down and in here, 1 ball, no strikes. The numbers on the year, 272, 18 homers, and 63 runs batted in. Can't get around quick enough, and that'll move the count to 1-1. No score here as we play inning number 2. Hit softly on the ground to third. Reined in. And a throw to Pujols is in time for the second out.
Batting fifth, the second baseman, number 8.
So next to the plate for Tampa Bay, Brandon Lau. 3 hits for him in that ball game on Wednesday. First offering on its way.
Count 1-0.
Swing and a miss, 1-1.
Now that's when you know it's a good pitch. He broke off a really nice breaking ball down in the zone right there, and even though this is one of the best hitters around, he waved right through it.
The 1-1. Sliced hard on the ground, and that finds its way through for a base hit.
Boy, this was a good start for the pitcher. First 5 guys, 5 up, 5 down, but the number 6 hitter proved to be a little bit more difficult, and that's a bullet hit.
Yeah, absolutely right there, Dan. Just a nice AB by the 6-hole guy after watching his first 5 brethren take a seat.
And that'll bring up Manuel Margot as he'll go after the first pitch to him and comes up empty. It's strike 1. Still plenty to be desired in terms of batting average, down in the 180s entering play. 2 home runs and 15 RBIs. 0-1 count, and the pitch. Grounded up the first baseline, but this will get foul for strike 2. Lau, the runner at first with 2 gone. A ball and 2 strikes. To 2 balls and 2 strikes now.
Well, he kind of got caught chasing the first 2 pitches out of the strike zone, but I think he's caught onto their game a little bit right now. 2 tough pitches that he took with 2 strikes, and now the count is 2-2.
And this one's in the dirt. And it's not in time as he's in well ahead of the throw. And he'll make it into scoring position here with 2 away, as that'll be scored a wild pitch.
And things have really unraveled on him in a hurry. He gives up a 2-out single, then he throws a wild pitch to put him into scoring position. He basically just threw a double, and he didn't even earn it.
Here's the payoff pitch. And that misses, ball 4, so it's first and second now with 2 out.
2 ways to look at this walk. If you're the hitting coach, you say, that's a great AB. Down 0-2 and you work the walk, but if you're a pitcher like me, that's just a case of letting a guy off the hook, and that can really frustrate you.
Now batting, Nate Lowe. 2s all over the place. 2 on, 2 out, and of course, here in inning number 2. He's set, and the pitch. Well outside with the curveball for a ball.
0-1, no strikes.
And a changeup here, but that's taken low in the dirt for a ball.
Great chance right here as a hitter to be really aggressive. With 2 guys already on, pretty good shot. He's going to get a challenge pitch right here.
Two balls and a strike to the Rays first baseman. And my goodness, that nearly got him as he had to back away from it. It's ball 3.
Even though that wasn't a fastball, it's never fun seeing a pitch come right at your head. Your first thing is to dive out of the way. It's not to see if you could see the stitching of a slider and decipher whether or not it's a fastball.
Full count now, 3-2. Ready with the payoff pitch. Here's a hard hit ball to the left side that'll be taken in out there at short. Almost big trouble there, but he'll wind up stranding 2 as the side is retired. Ready to go for the last half of the inning, and that'll bring forth the veteran outfielder, Mike Trout. First pitch of the at-bat on its way.
1-0.
Maybe a little jumpy there as he swings through the fastball.
I can't imagine he was sitting on fastball at his neck right there. He is going to have to lower his sights if he's going to have any chance.
Grounder down the line at third. And there's one down now.
Okay, here's how the Rays set up on defense today. And guys, I'm going to be locking in on Willie Adames. Elite shortstop up the chute, young, good hands, quick feet, strong arm. Came over in the David Price trade, and we've watched him slowly creep his way to the big leagues.
Here's Justin Upton now, as he'll look at a fastball too high for ball one.
Great job to be able to lay off that pitch right there. You could tell the minute it came out of his hand, his eyes lit up at the plate.
A 2-0 count to the Angels left fielder. Bases are empty, one man out. Three and 0 now.
I love the ability to hold up right there, especially with count leverage. I know you want to get aggressive in the strike zone, but he was able to notice that that wasn't his pitch.
3-0 pitch on its way. Curveball, but a good job to lay off, and he works out the free pass.
And with the bases empty and 3 balls, I think they were probably just saying, hey, we're not going to compound our mistakes here. Better issue a free pass and give him something to drive.
Now at the plate, Tommy La Stella. First shot for him here with a runner at first now and 1 away. Has a look, now the pitch. And there goes Upton. And it's fouled away. Bottom of the second here with no score. One and 1 to Tommy La Stella. High in the air down the right field line. Renfroe is over, and he puts it away in foul ground for the second out.
Batting 7, the right fielder, Joe Adell.
So digging in now, Joe Adell, as we run you the numbers to see the splits between July and August. He's set. Here it comes. Grounded to third. Fielded cleanly, and he'll go the short way to retire the side. So no runs here on no hits, no errors, and 1 man left on base. We'll go now to the top of the third, and we are tied 0-0. Settling in now, Mike Zunino, and he'll start out their half of the third, top of the order to follow. First pitch on its way. A bouncer up the middle. Throw to first in time, and the leadoff man is gone to start the third.
Now batting, the left fielder, Jose Martinez.
Back to the top of the order now, and up next will be the right-handed hitting Jose Martinez. First offering on its way. Against left-handed pitching so far this season, Martinez has an eye-grabbing batting line, one that resides above the 340 plateau.
His batting average right now certainly signifies that this guy is having a great year. I'm very interested to see how this guy finishes up.
Under it is Trout, and there are 2 gone now.
The batter, number 1, shortstop, Willie Adames.
Into the box now, Willie Adames. 0 for 1 here in the early going. Here's the first pitch to him.
Ball, that's out.
3rd inning, no score to this point.
Nope.
Perhaps a little low there. It's 2-0.
You can see this guy's more focused at the plate right now. In that first AB, he went down on strikes.
Outside, 3-0 now.
Now with the bases empty, I think he needs to be careful not to just groove one here just because it's 3-0. He's a guy that could ambush you and lose one over the wall.
And the pitch. And this misses for ball 4. The second walk he surrendered here in the first 3 innings.
Up next for Tampa Bay, the designated hitter, Austin.
So it's a runner at first with 2 gone, and Austin Meadows will be the next to bat. Becomes set. Here's the 0-0 pitch. In there for strike 1, 0-1. One and one.
Inside, ball 1.
A runner on first with 2 away. Now a 58-foot curveball that misses for a ball. Reaches down and hits this one on the ground to short. Taken in by Simmons. And as it turns out, the 2-out walk doesn't come around to haunt him as that ends the inning. Albert Pujols will get us started in the next half inning. We'll move on to the bottom of inning number 3. And we are tied 0-0. Now in the box, Albert Pujols as we move on to the bottom of inning number 3.
The first baseman, Albert Pujols.
First pitch of the at-bat. He'll start him with a breaking ball. Too low that time. It's ball 1. That evens it up 1-1. Here it comes. Fouled off. Lays off. 2-2 now.
2-2 now.
Here's the pitch. And he misses this one inside, and that'll run things full 3-2.
It's been a great job so far by the 8-hole hitter. If he finds a way to get on base, this could spell for a huge inning.
Fastball swung on and missed for the first out.
Nice 2-seam fastball there. You don't usually see a lot of swings and misses with that pitch unless it's really moving. So that one must have had some real good late life.
Jason Castro, the catcher, is in. Fouled away. The average not quite where he wants it, down in the 220s. 16 homers to go along with 52 RBIs. Another one fouled off, and he's quickly behind 0-2.
Here we go, Jason.
Ball and 2 strikes to the Angels catcher.
Classic strikeout pitch right there on 0-2. It's the one we know he loves going to, but great recognition to lay off in that spot.
Ready on 1-2. Now a fastball, but that's easy to lay off, and it's back to even at 2-2.
Hey, expect a challenge right here. Does not want to run the count full.
The 2-2. This is hit the other way out toward left field. Martinez is right there as he'll put it away without much problem for the second out.
The batter, number 2, shortstop, Andrelton Simmons.
So coming to the plate, Andrelton Simmons. Second at bat now. He grounded out to start the home first. And now a pitch on the way.
1-0.
The 1-0.
2 balls, no strikes. Ball.
Yeah, he's all over the place right now. No doubt he's clearly fighting his mechanics.
Here's the 2-seam fastball that bears in a bit too tight. It's ball 4.
Now back, second baseman, David.
Stepping into the box, David Fletcher. He singled his last time up.
Yeah, guys, still the only hit in this game so far. They've been pretty well shut down. Guys on the mound have really much controlled the whole outcome up until this point.
Ball 1 to start the at-bat. Bottom of inning number 3, 0-0 our score. And a fastball that's about off the radar screen there. It's 2-0. A high fastball is in there.
Whew, that was some gas. Triple digits on the radar gun.
Ball 3.
Well, this has been a long inning already, and I know he doesn't want it to get any longer. I expect a challenge pitch right here.
Fastball catches the black there for a called strike.
Good spot for an RBI. Put the ball in play with the runner in motion. He could score all the way from first.
Working for the punch out and the offering, and he fouls this one off. Takes this the other way to right, and that's in there. Base hit. And they won't even attempt to run on that arm in right, so despite the runner moving on the pitch, it'll wind up first and second here.
Anthony.
Hey, they weren't going to keep this guy down for long. That's the ebbs and flows of a baseball season. Bottom line is this guy has bat-to-ball skills. You knew he was going to get hot eventually.
In now is Anthony Rendon as he'll look at a breaking ball that misses for ball 1. 2 on, 2 out for him here in the third. The set and the 1-0. High in the air down the right field line. But this is just going to wind up being a foul ball. 1-1. Here it is. Hit the other way out toward right field. And the two-out threat will not come to pass as the inning is over. Angels strand a couple. We'll head to the fourth, still scoreless. All set for the start of the fourth. And next to bat will be the outfielder, Hunter Renfroe.
This game is rolling right along as we move into the middle innings with no score. You'd think by now one of these two teams would be able to get some base runners on and get them in, but that hasn't been the case.
Strike one to start the at-bat. That's over, but low. It's a ball and a strike. The 1-1.
Ball, that's off the plate.
Sitting in a good spot right here. 2-ball, 1-strike count is yet to see a fastball. Have to be sitting on one right here.
Now the 2-1. Started to go. Did he hold up in time? Yes, says the first base umpire. It's ball 3 now. Halfway to 100 pitches. Here it is. And it's full now, 3-2.
Hey, that's just a great mix of pitches right there, and that's what this guy's going to do if he's going to keep this team off balance.
Swing and a miss on the fastball, and that's the first out.
I'll tell you, he looks really dialed in on the bump right there. He's got a shutout going, and he really seems to have this lineup off balance. Even when he challenges them up in the zone, they don't have an answer for it.
And that'll bring in Yandy Diaz. Looped over toward first, and this will get taken in at first for the second out of the inning. So with 2 gone here in the fourth, let's check out our pitch speed comparison for the 2 starters. And folks, that is not a misprint. He's been clocked at over 100 miles an hour so far. My goodness. Standing in, Brandon Lau, 1 for 1 after a single his first time up. Now here's the pitch. And he goes against the shift there as this is on the ground to the left side. Low throw, but a nice play at the bag by Pujols, saves an error and ends the inning. Nothing doing here this half. On now to the bottom half of inning number 4, and we are tied 0-0. Mike Trout ready to settle in and kick off the inning. Matt Vasgersian joined by Mark DeRosa and Dan Plesac with you in the booth. Here's the first pitch to him.
Ball, that's upstairs.
The 1-0 home.
Nope, that's off the plate. Ball 2.
Talk about certain guys in a lineup that you want to be really careful with. This guy right here is one of those, and you can tell he's pitching awfully cautiously.
The 2-0. And it's fouled away. Called strike 2.
Hey, there aren't too many power hitters in the game that would let that pitch go by.
Good swing on a tough pitch, and he'll stick around to see another one. Ready with another 2-2. Now a ball lifted high in the air towards shallow right center field. And Lau is there for the catch. There's one gone.
Up next to the infield, the left fielder,
Justin Upton the next to hit. First offering on its way. Upton, or simply J-Up, is in the midst of his 14th major league season, so I guess you could say baseball has been good to him. High fly ball out to straightaway center. Margot's under it. He's got it, and there are 2 down now.
The designated hitter, number 9, Tommy LaStella.
Here's Tommy LaStella now. First pitch on its way. Grounded to second. Scooped up. They'll whip this one to first in time, and that ends the inning. So they're held in check here this half of the inning. On to the top of inning number 5 we go, and we are tied 0-0. Welcome back. Heidi Watney standing by as we get set for the top of the 5th.
Matt, Rays manager Kevin Cash talked to me in between innings about his lineup's offensive production, and he told me he's pretty unhappy with their discipline at the plate in this one. He said that they're playing right into the pitcher's game plan today by expanding the strike zone way too often. Instead of swinging at pitches in the strike zone that they can do something with, they're often chasing at pitches out of the zone, which is resulting in a lot of their outs. Going forward, they have to start being more selective, guys.
Leading off for the Rays.
Good stuff, Heidi.
The
Thanks.
center fielder, Manuel Margot.
First delivery to him on the way. Curveball just misses apparently. 1-0. Off the outside that time as the breaking ball can't catch the zone. The 2-0. Grounded back up the middle. And a base hit, so the leadoff man is aboard.
Well, that's only the second hit he's given up tonight, and the first one didn't do any damage. So he's not sweating this one at all. They haven't been able to string anything together.
In now, Nate Lowe, as the first pitch to him is in there for a called strike 1.
Hey, it's not always about filling up the strike zone all the time every inning. He's pitching well as we're moving into the middle innings, but interestingly, less than 50% of his first pitches have been for strikes.
Now a throw over, and the runner back safely. Down and away, ball 1. Both teams with just 2 hits apiece thus far. And it's 1-2.
Great pitch right there. That is a huge breaking ball. Not shocked he took it. Got to calibrate that one for a second.
Hit back up the middle. Simmons to his left. He's there to Pujols, and they get them both.
Now batting, catcher, Mike Zunino.
So base is empty now after the double play, and that'll bring in the veteran catcher, Mike Zunino. He's ready. Here's the first offering. In there, 0-1.
0-1.
No runs, 2 hits, and no errors for Tampa Bay so far. And it's quickly 0-2. 1-2 count to the Rays catcher. Hit on the ground down the first baseline. But this is a foul ball as the count holds steady at 1-2.
Got to take advantage of that pitch right there. 0-2 breaker hanging over the heart of the plate. Not going to see too many of those today.
This is on the ground over to first. And he'll step on the bag himself, and the inning is over. Rays held in check here. Halfway home, still no score. Welcome back for the bottom of the fifth. Here's Heidi Watney.
Matt, I had a chance to discuss the state of the Angels offense with their manager between innings. And flat out, he told me they just need to put better swings on the ball right now. He said they're searching for ways to drive the ball with some authority because it's just not happening for them today. They haven't gotten an extra base hit yet, so it's been a real struggle getting guys into scoring position. But the key, he said, is not to panic. Sometimes you just have to fight through the downturns and keep your focus and energy high.
And leading off.
Okay, thank you, Heidi.
The right fielder, Yo Adele.
Here comes the first pitch. Joe Adele will stand in for the second time now as he looks at a called strike. It's 0-1.
Wow, I can't believe the hitter took that one. The pitcher absolutely got away with a hanger.
He's ready. Here's the 0-1. Behind 0-2 now. Nothing in 2 count, and the pitch.
1 ball.
Down and away. It's a ball and 2 strikes.
Hey, I get it. He wants to set up that breaking ball down and away, but that 0-2 fastball wasn't even close.
And he wasn't going to hit that one with an or. The strikeout, and there's 1 gone.
On the mound, he's thinking, grab some pine, Rook. Listen, for almost everyone, the adjustment to hitting big league pitching is a big one. Some guys have success when they first get called up, but as soon as teams start figuring out how to get you out, that's when the learning process really starts.
Here's Albert now, as he looks at a fastball that's in there for strike 1. Comes into this at bat 0 for 1 in the ball game. One strike to Pujols. Line to second where it's caught there for out number 2.
Now batting, catcher, Jason Castro.
Stepping in, Jason Castro. So far 0 for 1 with a flyout. First pitch of the at-bat. Some action out in the bullpen. Couple of right-handers starting to loosen up. A swing and a shot hit down the corner, but it bends just foul into the second deck. No runs, 2 hits, and no errors to this point for the Angels. Fastball laid off well below the knees. Lifted the other way to left center. Left fielder giving chase. He gets there to make the catch, and that ends the inning. Angels go down 1-2-3. 6th inning coming up. Still zip, zip. Top half of the 6th about to get started. And up next will be the right-handed hitting Jose Martinez.
Jose Martinez.
He's ready. Here's the first offering. And a ball 1-0.
Hey, this one's tied late in the game. As a pitcher right now, you just can't lay a cookie in there 1-0.
Now the pitch. Pulled high in the air out to left field. Upton ranges deep into the corner to make the catch for the first out.
The batter, the shortstop, Willie Adames.
Digging in once again, Willie Adames. It was a walk in his last trip. Ready to deliver. Here's the first pitch.
Ball one. Count 1-0.
One out, nobody on. Not close. It's 2-0. And a sinker is over that time. It's back to 2-1.
One strike.
And the pitch. Could have been 3-1. Instead, it's 2-2.
You have to find a way to lay off that low sinker. There is just no way to do any damage. You're just looking at either a bruised shin or a ground out to the left side.
Adele is over near the line now as he makes the catch for the second out of the inning.
Now batting, designated hitter, Austin Meadows.
Striding in once again, Austin Meadows. First pitch on its way.
1-0.
Now the 1-0. And right into the shift. And he'll step on the bag himself, and the inning is over. Rays go in order, 1, 2, 3. We are still scoreless. Bottom of the inning now, and standing in one of the best two-strike hitters in baseball, Andrelton Simmons.
Andrelton Simmons.
Here's the first pitch to him.
Ball.
Just a bit high with the fastball, but didn't get the call. And here's a fastball for a strike. 2-1 now. And a fastball, but he's losing it a bit here to 3-1 now.
Well, that sets up a big pitch right here, Matt, because you don't want to lose the leadoff guy in a scoreless game. It's tough to work around a leadoff walk.
And that one misses, so the leadoff man will head down to first on ball 4 to start the bottom of the 6th.
Well, they haven't been able to scratch a run across yet, so maybe this walk will jumpstart their offense a little bit.
Now the Rays manager is going to take that slow walk out toward the mound, and it looks as though that's going to be all for his starter here tonight. He'll depart with our score tied, and he'll still be accountable for the runner at first, and the best he can do is a no decision in this one. Trevor Richards takes over on the mound here with nobody out in the 6th inning.
Number 34, Trevor Richards.
David Fletcher will be the first to stand in against the new pitcher, as he'll do so with the runner at first and nobody out. From the stretch, here's the pitch. Just off the outside, and it's 1-0. Richards, a 25-year-old, he's in his 3rd season as a major league player. Nobody out, runner on first. Here's a swing and a high pop-up. Adames is there. He's got it one away.
That's exactly what they wanted out of that pitch up in the zone. They took him up the ladder, and he couldn't get up to it. So that was an easy pop-out. Well-executed pitch there.
So a runner at first now with one away, and the next hitter will be the right-handed bat of Anthony Rendon. From the stretch. A couple of righties starting to loosen now in the bullpen. Off is Simmons. And he gets a piece of it here, but it's chopped foul. Now the 1-1 pitch.
Looked like he was a little over-aggressive there to throw that nasty curveball. Just needs to slow his delivery down a bit.
Runner at first here, one man out. Count remains 2-2. From the belt, kicks and deals. Full count now, 3-2.
We could see the runner in motion here on a 3-2 count with one out. There's a pretty good chance he's going to get a pitch to swing at, and if not, it's ball four anyways.
Now the payoff pitch home. Full count still. The 3-2 one more time. Fastball right back to the mound. One there on to first as they get the double play to get him out of the inning. Nothing across here this half of the inning. Seventh inning coming up, and we still have no score. Seventh inning ready to roll, and standing in the outfielder, Hunter Renfroe.
Starting to run out of time. They haven't been able to score any runs as we're moving late into this one. A perfect time for this leadoff guy to try to get on base and ignite a rally.
On its way is pitch number 75. And that swung on and missed for strike one. That misses wide. One ball and one strike. One and two as the changeup had him out in front there.
He hasn't thrown that pitch much all game. I got to believe as an offense, you just got to throw that pitch away and move on to the next one.
And strike three called as he gets a little help there. One away.
Well, that call looked like it was a little in the pitcher's favor, but it wasn't outrageous. Hey, listen, calling balls and strikes is a really tough job, and even the best are going to miss some from time to time, especially when they're sort of borderline like that last one. Not sure the hitter would want to hear that, though.
First pitch is a sinker for a called strike one. Bases are empty, one man out. Looked like the sinker there dipped a little below the knees. Changeup just off the black, and it's 2-1. Pitch on the way. Takes this the other way to right. And that finds some outfield grass. It's a base hit.
Heck of a job by the batter right there. You would have thought he bought himself a fastball, but gets an off-speed pitch, doesn't try and do too much, and drives it for a base hit.
Into the box, Brandon Lau, as he'll get caught chasing a bad one there at strike one.
we're moving right along into this one. This guy's continuing to pitch well, which is a little bit of a surprise because his first pitch strike ratio is still under 60%.
A ball and a strike. Some action out in the bullpen. Couple of right-handers starting to loosen up. Possible go-ahead runs on first, one away. No offer on that one. 2 balls and a strike. Way inside with that one. A pretty easy take there.
Time to wake up the offense right here. 3-1 count, all in on something over the heart of the plate.
And it's up to a 3-2 full count now.
Hey, it's tough when your team is being held scoreless on the scoreboard. He was trying to put him on the board with a swing like that one.
Fouled off. Possible go-ahead runs on first, one away. And he looks at a sinker for a called third strike, and now there are 2 gone.
Runner on first in a double play situation, so you expect to see a lot of pitches down in the zone. So I think that pitch up right there was a good one. Obviously, the double play is more efficient, but you're always going to take a K when you're on the mound.
Standing in now, Manuel Margot, as he'll take a look at a strike on the outside corner. It's 0-1. He steps in off a base hit in his last at-bat. Even 1-1 count to Margot.
And when a guy starts leaving the curveball up, that's a sign he's beginning to tire a little bit out there. He's got to be able to get on top of that pitch or he's going to start getting hurt.
The 1-1 home. Now a ball line softly down the right field line. Foul. The 1-2. Left side. Simmons able to get there. Throw on to second for the force, and the side is retired. Rays strand just the one. Still no score. Last half of the 7th here, and at the plate will be the speedy outfielder, Mike Trout.
Not sure if this is a powerhouse pitching performance by both teams or bad hitting, but as we're moving late into this one, it's about time somebody put something together to try to score a run.
Well, he kind of tipped his hand right there. His approach is obviously sitting on the off speed because he was so late on that first pitch heater.
Fastball misses in the dirt as he tried to get him to chase the low one.
On 0-2, you'll sometimes get a guy to chase a fastball out of the zone away or up, but when it's way down like that, it's much easier to lay off because you could tell the ball is moving further away from eye level as it comes in.
Full count, 3 balls and 2 strikes to the Angels center fielder.
Looked like he tried to elevate a fastball in that 2-2 pitch there, but kind of overdid it. With a pitch that high, it's pretty easy to lay off if you're the hitter.
Oh, and he lets him off the hook there as this isn't even close for ball 4.
That's an excellent at-bat right there. Fell behind early 1-2. Didn't panic or start chasing pitches out of the zone. He's able to lay off 3 pitches in a row, and he's standing on first with no outs. That's a great job.
Ready once again, Justin Upton. It was a flyout for him in his last trip.
Almost, Matty. Almost went deep his last AB. Certainly just missed it. With this guy's big power, he's feeling pretty good at the dish. Look for him to try and get on something and drive it out of the yard this AB.
The 0-1 on its way. Sets the target low here, and it misses 1-1. Nearly got the inside, but ruled the ball.
Boy, not exactly what you'd like as a pitcher. One of the keys is to minimize your pitches, attack the strike zone early, a lot of deep counts, and working himself into a lot of trouble.
And he wouldn't have made contact with that one with an or. It's 2-2.
Hey, you know the pitcher right now, he's looking for that best friend, that double play ball. This is where you have to really be disciplined at the plate and make sure that you get a pitch that's above the knee.
Now Upton with a swing and a drive to deep left field. Goodbye, home run. A two-run home run off the bat of Justin Upton. Number 21 for him on the season, and the Angels are now out to a 2-0 lead.
What a great feeling right there as he circles the pillows. Finally able to get this offense potentially going with one swing of the bat. Being shut out all game, but not anymore.
Stepping in now, Tommy La Stella. As the first pitch misses to him, it's ball one. 0 for 2 for him to this point. Ball 2 now.
Hey, you want to talk about being in a zone? This guy's been raking lately, and it all starts with his pitch selection. 2 great takes, and he's almost daring the pitcher just go ahead and challenge him.
And now a called strike that time as the zone expands a bit here. It's 2-1 now. Here's the pitch. Bouncer to the left side. A dive, and he knocks it down. And he'll make it to first easily on what will almost certainly be ruled an infield single. Well, it took him till the 7th, but he gets his first hit of the game here, and that'll extend his hitting streak.
Yeah, and he didn't come out of what he was trying to do all day, Dan. Kept the front shoulder tucked, kept the ice water in his veins, and didn't try and get too big. Extends the hitting streak. Nice job.
You know, D-Row, I talked to him before the game about the streak, and he said the toughest part is he hopes to get hits early in the game to take the pressure off. He had to wait to the 7th inning in this one to come through.
0 for 2 from him so far in this one. A ball and a strike. A runner at first with no outs here. In the dirt here. Perfect throw, and they got him at second. Now the 2-1 pitch. This is hit high in the air out toward left center. And that will hop over the wall now as he'll be awarded second base here. It's a ground rule double.
Hey, there's a hard hit ball that was going to be down for extra bases. The ball had some spring on it, and it bounced over the wall, and the ground rule double puts him on second base without having to leg it out.
Chaz Rowe takes the call from the pen as he'll try to get the final 2 outs of this 7th frame. To the plate now, Albert Pujols, as he'll take a look at a slider here that finds the zone for strike 1. Rowe was known as a short relief specialist, a guy who came in, got 1 or 2 big outs, but with the new pace of play rules, they're forcing a change for this right-hander. 1 strike to Pujols. Sliced hard but foul. Look out over there. Here it comes on 0-2. And a great pitch there as Pujols swings and misses, and it's always a sigh of relief when you can set him down.
Well, his struggles continue. It's been a rough go of it at the plate with him, and watching this at bat, it's clear to me that his rhythm and timing, they're just all off. Even as a pitcher like I was, you can tell these things and exploit them.
At the plate, Jason Castro. He swings and grounds it to short. Adames scoops it up, throw in the dirt, but a good scoop at first saves an error as this side is retired. But the Angels get two, both on this two-run home run. 7 complete here tonight, and the Angels are out on top now, 2-0. Ready to begin the 8th, and here comes the first baseman, Nate Lowe.
Even though we're moving into the back end of this game, they're only down by a couple of runs. You know that old slogan, a bloop and a blast? They could certainly use that right now.
First pitch of the at-bat on its way. Now action in the bullpen as their closer starts to get loose out there. Into the windup, here comes the 0-1. Behind 0-2 now. Nothing in 2 count, and the pitch.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
Line to the right side. Throw on to first in time, so the leadoff man is set down to open up inning number 8.
Oh, man, you can't hit a ball any harder than that. I mean, this ball gets on him in a heartbeat. Nice job to stay with it, though, and then make the out at first.
Here now is Mike Zunino. He was retired via the ground ball last time up.
Yeah, Matty, and it looked like a sinker in his last AB that got him to roll over. Kind of similar situation right here. Similar stuff on the mound. Look for them to try and get him to do exactly the same thing as his last AB. He's got to fight to get it elevated just a little bit more.
Strike 2 called on the inner half. 0-2 now. Next pitch here will be number 100 through 7 1/3.
Man, I'd love to see a complete game. He's certainly on his way. If he can keep the number down, the pitch count down, he's got a shot at this.
Yeah, D-Row, this is every manager's dream spot right now. You're 1 out into the 8th inning. Your starter's giving you some good baseball, and you could go to your better relievers now towards the end of the ball game. This is set up perfectly right now.
Now back to the top of the lineup, stepping in, Jose Martinez. 4th trip to the plate now, and he's hitless to this point.
Yeah, he and his teammates have really been shut down by some very good pitching in this one. Been fun for a guy like me to watch.
He's ready. Here's the first offering. And a fastball's in there for strike 1.
I know it's cliche and it's tired at times, but a well-located fastball down at the knees is still the best pitch in the game.
Runners on first with 1 down. Easy take there on the sinker, well off the outside.
Hey, this is a real pesky hitter right here. As a pitcher, you really like to keep this guy off the bases. This is a guy that kind of sets the tables for big innings.
Line drive to left. In there, a base hit. And now it'll rattle up against the wall. And they'll have runners at second and third following the 1-out double.
Now's a good time for your pitcher to take a deep breath. He still has the lead, although it probably doesn't feel like it. So he can't worry about how he got into this mess. He just has to figure out how to get out of this mess.
On his way toward the mound now is skipper Joe Madden. And a change is forthcoming, as that's going to do it for his starter here this evening. So he'll leave with the lead. Can't lose this one, but he is responsible for the 2 runners out there, so he could get a no decision if they were to come around and score. Hansel Robles takes the mound to try to get out of this mess. There are 2 on with only 1 away.
Number 57, Hansel.
Greg Jones will be summoned now to be the pinch runner.
Greg Jones.
So now to the plate, Willie Adames, as he'll take a look at an off-speed pitch here that misses for ball one. No hits to this point. That's by him for strike one. Up high, 2-1 now.
Props to the hitter right there for laying off with a guy on third. You want to be aggressive, but you have to get a pitch you can drive.
And that's upstairs, running the count to 3-1.
Just missed with that heater, but even if he wanted to swing, I don't think he could have caught up to that one.
Swing and a ball hit out toward right center. Trout has a read on it. Makes the catch, but the runner from third breaks for home. But not in time as the run scores and the lead is trimmed to 1. Into the box, Austin Meadows. It's been a rough go of things at the plate for him so far, but his guys are looking for him to change that right here.
Yeah, nothing better than coming through for the boys in a tight game, Matt, especially when you're kind of due to do something productive.
Trying to hold the lead. Here's the delivery. And he'll look at a fastball that doesn't miss by a whole lot. It's 1-0. Here it is.
That's ball two. 2 balls, no strikes.
Runner in scoring position at second with 2 down. In the dirt. It's 3-0 now.
When you're playing close games like this, base runners mean everything, so he can ill afford to start giving away free passes.
And that misses, ball 4, so it's first and second now with 2 out.
Now batting, the right fielder, Hunter Renfroe.
So stepping in, Hunter Renfroe, as he'll look to bring home that tying run from second with a base hit into the outfield. First delivery to him on the way. The fastball here as he'll take a look at ball 1, 1-0.
There are a couple of points in every game that could decide winning or losing. This is one of those critical spots. Time to make some great pitches.
That one's a called strike. Back even at 1. Fouled away. One and 2. Here it is. Got him. And that's the third time we've written a K next to his name in this one. Rays will settle for just the 1. Home half of the 8th straight ahead. It's the Angels 2, the Rays 1. Randy Arozarena is into the ball game now as he'll take over out in left field.
Number 56, Randy.
Now at the plate, Andrelton Simmons. His prior history versus this arm, he's hitless in 3 at-bats.
Angels, not shortstop, Andrelton Simmons.
First pitch of the at-bat. Off the outside that time as the breaking ball can't catch the zone.
Obviously, the game plan wasn't to let this guy beat you right here. He's already walked twice, and that pitch out of the zone tells me they want nothing to do with him.
Can't sit back long enough, and the count evens up at 1-1. 2 balls and a strike to the Angels leadoff hitter. Rowe has a good reputation for preventing the long ball. One swing can change the complexion of the ball game when you're coming in late, but he rarely lets that happen. Part of what makes him as effective as he is. The 2-1 home. This is on the ground over to first. Reined in. And he'll step on first for the out. 3 unassisted.
Now back, second baseman, David Fletcher.
At the plate, David Fletcher. First offering on its way. That one's down around the knees, taken for a strike. Fastball misses inside. It's even at 1.
Hey, even though this guy's a righty hitter, he's going to get pounded with that 2-seamer. He needs to make sure he catches this thing out front if he sees that pitch again.
And the low 80s slider is in there, and he's in control 1-2. And he fouls this one off. Our pitcher's duel continues here. 2-1 score as we play the 8th. Ball 2.
This is a fun guy to watch when he's up there. Really battles. Doesn't take any pitches off. He's a grinder. Always seems to make it difficult on the opposing pitcher.
Outside and a full count. 3-2.
Part of the order on deck, so keeping this 2-hole hitter off the bags is always important.
Now the payoff pitch home. Holds off on the slider, and that's a good idea as it's ball 4.
Well, when you go with the slider there in a full count, you're hoping that the hitter is thinking fastball and swings through it. Didn't work out that way, though. He lays off and gets the free pass.
And digging in next will be Anthony Rendon. First delivery to him on the way.
Count 1-0.
Perfect time for a mound visit right here. Just give him a breather, a chance to collect himself and get back to work.
Two balls and no strikes to Anthony Rendon.
2-0.
Now, this is the kind of count this guy feeds on at the plate. You can bet he's geared to hit the fastball right here.
And he gets this one over at the knees for the first strike.
I love that pitch right there. An aggressive fastball that catches the corner. The hitter knew it was coming and still couldn't do anything with it.
Hit in the air down the right field line, but this is just going to wind up being a foul ball. Still even at 2-2. Hoping to send him packing. Pitch on its way. And this pitch is swung on and missed. And the AL's leading hitter is set down on strikes. 2 away.
In a double play situation, you kind of expect most pitches to be down in the zone, hoping for a ground ball. So that was an interesting pitch selection to go up in the zone. I think he caught him off guard a little bit.
Here's the center fielder, Mike Trout, as the first pitch to him is off the plate for a ball, 1-0. He's hitless in his 2 at-bats so far. The 1-0. is a fastball that misses. 2-0 count. The pitch. It's a high fly ball headed for the left field corner. If it stays fair, it's gone and foul, though it had the home run distance. And he misses low here, so the count goes to 3-1. Justin Upton would be next. Swing and a miss as he went after the slider there, and that'll run the count full.
3-2, 2 out, runner on first. Lots of possible outcomes on this pitch.
Now the payoff pitch home, and that's low, ball 4.
Oh, man, I think this walk is going to grind at him for a bit. He just missed, and now the inning continues with the man in scoring position.
Digging in and looking for more, Justin Upton in a big at-bat in this one. 2 on, 2 away here in the 8th. Looking to keep this a 1-run game. The pitch.
Well, the Angels have been searching for that big hit pretty much all game. It remains to be seen if they can get it, but now sure would be a great time.
Fooled pretty badly there as he reaches to poke this one foul. A pause and the 0-2 swung on and missed, and that's the final out of the inning. A couple of walks, but no damage. We're back to Friday Night Baseball on the show after this. Keenan Middleton comes on from the pen, hoping to finish this one off here in the top of the ninth. So striding forward now, Yandy Diaz. Last time through was a base hit. Here comes the first pitch. Ninth inning underway now as the first pitch is taken for a called strike. Into the windup. Here comes the 0-1.
That's ball 2.
Line drive to left. He lays out for it, but he can't pull it in. And he'll get in at second base as the tying runs aboard with a leadoff double. Finally, a little something for them to get excited about.
Yeah, a rally can begin with the single swing of the bat, and this might be their chance right here. They've struggled to produce a lot of runs, but there he is at second base. A shot to the outfield scores him. Then who knows what kind of roll they could get on. Got to take it one good at-bat at a time.
Fastball in there for a called strike. Middleton, a native Oregonian. He's in his 4th season as a major league player. 1-run game here in the top of the 9th. Didn't stay on top of the slider that time as it misses high.
Looked like he just tried to do too much with that fastball right there. He overthrew it a little bit. That's pretty much the case when you airmail a fastball like that.
2 balls and a strike now. And the 2-1.
I got 3-1. 3 balls, 1 strike.
And he misses there for ball 4. So runners are at first and second now with nobody out.
The closer is supposed to slam the door on his opponent, but he left the door wide open with a walk there. We'll see if they can capitalize on it.
Margot.
Now at the plate, Manuel Margot, a hit in 2 tries so far. Ready to deliver. Here's the first pitch. Bunt attempt, but this one might have too much on it. To second for 1. Back to Pujols. Not in time, and they can't get them both.
That was kind of a high degree of difficulty play that time. You see the off-balance throw to second base, and he couldn't get a lot on it, but they did get the out.
At the plate, Nate Lowe, as he's got a chance to tie this ball game up with that equalizing run just 90 feet away at third. From the stretch.
No problem with that take right there. First pitch from a reliever, got to calibrate that velocity.
0-1 count and the pitch. And boy, they're really giving him fits inside now as he can't get extended there, and it's 0-2 now. And on 0-2, he misses with a fastball.
Boy, he sped him up in this at-bat. Now it's time for the changeup. This guy's got a good one, and he hasn't thrown it yet in this at-bat.
Looking for the K. Here's the pitch. One out with the possible tying and go-ahead runs on base here. Swing and a fly ball. And this should at least get home the tying run. The catch is made. Here comes the tying run from third. He's in there at the plate. And that ties the ball game in the top of the 9th.
That was a really good at-bat right there. You're trying to tie this thing up any way that you can. He hits the sac fly to the outfield, and the tying run comes in to score.
Here's the first pitch. Swung on and missed. It's 0-1. Couple of righties starting to loosen now in the bullpen. A ball and a strike to Mike Zunino. No offer on that one. 2 balls and a strike.
Sometimes it can be difficult for a pitcher. You're facing a guy that's not known to be a big stick in the lineup. Sometimes the toughest thing is to be aggressive and throw strikes.
There goes Margot. Pitches a cold strike. The throw is not in time as he just gets in ahead of the throw. Still 2-2. Here's the 2-2. Ball low as he's able to lay off the slider.
For the guy on the mound, this is one of those innings where nothing comes easy. He's thrown a bunch of pitches, and this AB hasn't been any different. Definitely laboring at the moment.
Oh, and look at this. High in the air and deep. And when this ball comes down, they'll have taken the lead. Home run. So a 2-run shot to left center as they've taken a 2-run lead.
Hey, with one swing of the bat, that closer better get ready. He's going to be doing some work in the bottom half of this inning.
Takes over now with 2 gone here in the top of inning number 9.
Number 24, Ramirez. Now batting, the left fielder, Randy.
At the plate now, Randy Arozarena. As he'll lay off a curveball in the dirt for ball 1. Now the 1-0. A swing and a miss. That's the first strike. 3 runs already home here.
Let's go. Come on, Anaheim.
2-1 to the Rays leadoff batter.
Count is 2-1.
Now the 2-1. A swing and a ground ball to third. And the throw to first is in time, but the damage has been done as the side is retired. But they strike for 3 in the inning. 2 on this 2-run home run. Last chance coming up here for the Angels. And Tampa's taking a 4-2 lead. Colin Poche enters the game to finish this one off here in the bottom of the 9th. All set for the bottom of the 9th. And that'll bring in Tommy La Stella to bat next.
The designated hitter, Tommy La Stella.
Ready with the first pitch. Here it comes. And it's fouled away. Pulls this one into the air out into right field. Renfroe is there, and that won't help the cause. It's a quick out here to start the home 9th.
Now batting, right fielder, Joe Adell.
So Joe Adell bats now. First pitch of the at-bat. Ground ball sent back up the middle. Adames brings it in. Throw in the dirt to first, and he can't come up with it cleanly.
Hey, that's great hustle right there out of the box. Not everybody's getting it right out of the chute from step 1, but I have to ask you, Dan, how frustrating executing a pitch and there's an infield knock.
It is, D-Roy, and you can read that right off the bat as a pitcher. You can read the angle. You know that that ball is going to be hit on the ground, and you're thinking deep down inside, okay, there's a quick out, and it just wasn't meant to be.
Standing in now, Albert Pujols. 1 ball, no strikes to count. Runner at first here, 1 man out. Bounced weakly near the plate. That rolls foul for strike 1. The 1-1. Hit on the ground toward the left. And that'll be a base hit for Pujols.
Now batting, the catcher,
Coming to the plate now, Jason Castro. He got on top of one and was a ground out victim last time.
Yeah, Matty, expect this pitcher to try and get the same result as his last at bat right here. The double play is in order. Anything on the ground, the way this defense is, they could certainly roll too.
First offering on its way. Into center field, and that's going to get down for a base hit. And the run is in to score from second as they cut it to 1 at 4-3 now.
Hey, D-Row, they're making this guy pay. That's 3 straight singles and a run driven in.
Yeah, nothing hit extremely hard. Killing them softly, station to station with those knocks.
In now is Andrelton Simmons, as he will look at a first pitch fastball for ball one. According to the career numbers on the back of his baseball card, Simmons is slugging a little under the 400 mark, so the chances of his connecting with the ball right here aren't particularly good. 1-0 is a curveball that's over for strike one.
He dropped that curveball in for a strike right there. But don't kid yourself, that's a dangerous pitch. He needs to start thinking about maybe working that back door, or that could get some serious damage done to it.
2 balls and a strike to count to Andrelton Simmons. The 2-1 misses above the zone for a ball.
Hey, this isn't going to be an easy save. These guys are making him work for this one.
Lifted in the air out to center field. Heading after it is Margot. He's got it. A nice play there. 2 away.
The batter, number 22, second baseman,
Nick Anderson takes over on the mound now as he'll try to get the final out of the ball game here and pick up a save.
number 70, Nick Anderson.
David Fletcher will be his first assignment here as he'll face him with runners at first and second and 2 away. From the stretch. In there, strike one. And that's inside off the plate with the fastball. It's 1-1. And this one's in the dirt. Runners may have thought about it, but they'll stay put, and the count moves to 2-1. Tough one to call there, but it's ruled just above the zone.
There isn't a hitter alive that doesn't love hitting in fastball counts like 3-1. It's usually a pretty fruitful count in terms of getting a pitch to drive.
And this is swung on and missed, so now they find themselves down to their final strike tonight.
Not much you could do with that one. Tied him up in knots.
Angels down to their last strike. Fouled off. Payoff pitch on its way. Struck him out, so he'll strand the possible tying run at second, and a great job of working out of trouble as this ball game is over.
Well, they sure made it interesting in the ninth, but they leave the tying run stranded at second and the winning run helplessly at first. Could have gone either way, but we were treated to a great battle.
And it's a 4-3 finish in this evening's ball game. Tampa Bay used a 3-run ninth to help propel them to the win. Chaz Rowe earns his 3rd win of the year in relief. So that's a wrap here tonight. For Mark DeRosa, Dan Plesac, and Heidi Watney, this is Matt Vasgersian. You've been watching MLB The Show. For more, find us on Twitter at MLB The Show.
The final line score for our ball game tonight. For the victorious Rays, 4 runs on 6 hits, no errors. They left 6 men on base. For the Angels, 3 runs on 8 hits, 1 error. They left 10 men on base. Time of the ball game, 3 hours and 5 minutes. Tonight's paid attendance at the Big A, 45,477. The Angels once again thank you for attending tonight's game and reminds you to please drive home safely. Thank you and good night.